my name is Tina Hwang. I'm a Senior Associate at QueenCityLaw. I'm also the Property Team Leader. And today I will be sharing my insights for the 10 things that every purchaser should know when they're about to purchase property in New Zealand. This information is true and correct to September 2022 and should not be taken as legal advice. So first up, rates. Every property in New Zealand is subject to paying rates to the various council. For Auckland Council, that means 4 instalments payable in May, August, November and February. So normally the lawyers will take care of apportioning the settlement statement and apportioning the rates therein, but you should be aware when you will start paying the rates. So if the vendor has paid, for instance, up to May, then you'll be liable for paying from August and onwards. Water rates are also taken care of through your lawyers. The vendor would have organised a special water reading and pay for it up to settlement. So from there on, you'll get monthly invoices from Watercare, and if you don't, you should contact them to make sure that you do. Body corporate. So if you are buying an apartment, it'll be subject to body corporate levies. Make sure you understand how much it is per year, because there could be ordinary and special levies that you need to account for. So body corporate levies are often payable twice a year, and you should be aware of how much and when those are payable. And they can be found in 2 ways. The first one is a pre-contract disclosure statement. So prior to entering any agreements, the vendor is obliged to provide this information to you, and the pre-contract disclosure statement will set out the annual levy amount and anything you should know about the property. And then prior to settling, you'll get a pre-settlement disclosure statement, which is required under Section 147 of the Unit Titles Act, and this again gives you information on the ordinary levies, any special levies raised, and whether there are any claims against the body corporate or the apartment that you should be aware of. Utilities is another big one, and you need to be aware of this because you are responsible for organising this. So power, gas, any landline, telephone, Sky TV, internet, all of this needs to be organised by you in advance. Power, gas, utilities are normally very easy to do online, and so you just pick a provider, put in the settlement date, and away you go. Internet can get a little bit more tricky, especially if you're organising modems or fibre internet, things like that. So do try to get it in before, and so that you get that straight away once you've moved in. Number 4, keys. You are entitled to the keys as soon as you settle and pay money through your lawyers, and you should organise with the real estate agent whether you pick it up from the office or whether they're going to drop it off to you, so that you are aware how to get into the property once you've actually settled. Number 5, mail. So people often forget about this, but once you've moved house, you do need to redirect your mail to your new house, and this may mean contacting New Zealand Post to make sure your mail is automatically directed, but you can also contact your bank, IRD, governments, health providers, anyone that you can think of to make sure that they know that you have moved and they know the new address for service. Insurance is another one that you need to take care of. So you need insurance for your property, and secondly for your chattels. So for your property, you just need to contact a bank or broker or anyone to arrange insurance for the property. It is a mandatory requirement for the bank, so make sure that you get that organised starting from the settlement date. However, your chattels would probably be organised before, and try to get transit insurance to cover the move of the chattels from wherever you're staying to your new property. So if something unfortunate was to happen during that move in the truck, you would also be covered for that. Everyone is entitled to a final inspection once before settlement, so as long as you're not buying subject to tenancy, you are entitled to check the property. Now, you are not suddenly going to get a brand new spanking property, so you can't request the vendor to make everything pretty and nice. You are getting what you signed for when you signed the agreement. However, if something was to happen to the chattels and they became in not working condition, or something was damaged to the property that wasn't there before, you are entitled to raise this. You need to raise this at least 1 day before settlement, so we would suggest that you organise a final inspection a few days before settlement. Number 8, documents. So you need to sign documents before settlement to prepare with your lawyers, so make sure you have a time to sign those documents with your lawyers well ahead of settlement. Number 9, holiday or leaving the country. That is okay, but if you know that you're not going to be in the country, make sure your lawyers know, make sure the real estate agent knows, so that you can still be contactable. Make sure you sign any documents or fulfill any requirements before you leave, so that you don't get left in the lurch before settlement. Lastly, the time of the moving. So be careful about this, because you are only entitled to keys once you settle and complete the payment. If you, for instance, try to organize a truck early in the morning, you might find that you might not actually get access to the property until late afternoon. So be aware of these timing, because you might find that your truck driver is charging you at an hourly rate and sitting outside because he can't get into the property. So those are the 10 tips that any purchasers should know about purchasing property in New Zealand. We're here to help and make it less stressful for you at this exciting time in your life. So please contact us and our lovely team. We're here to help, and we wish you all the best. Thank you.